What's up, everybody, and thank you for tuning into this video where today we're going to talk about travel and more specifically about when to get up and go. Like, when do I start moving along on my journey? If you guys don't know, I like to travel across the country, across the United States, road tripping, doing all kinds of different things, and I move at a pretty quick pace. Like, I'll spend a day or two in each city and then kind of move on. I just like being in the environment, experiencing the streets, the culture, the people a little bit before I go on. And I don't tend to usually stay in one place for a long time. This summer, I actually stayed in San Diego for about 6-7 weeks right now. And that was a long time for me. And I've, for the past week or two, been struggling with, like, do I leave now or do I spend a little more time here? Like, that kind of thing. And so I wanted to talk about, like, how do you know when it's the right time to move to the next destination? So for me, I hear a lot of people who always talk about the debate of, like, do you want to travel slow and really experience things or travel fast and do a lot of things? So, like, I personally enjoy the, traveling fast and doing a lot of things because I don't need a long time in a single place, especially when you're traveling by yourself. Like, just being there, seeing it, doing it real quick is, like, enough, as opposed to, like, if I'm with a group of people, I might want to chill at the beach for a long time or, like, go to different things with the group, as opposed to, like, when I'm alone, I'll just go to the national park, do a hike, see what the national park's like, as opposed to, like, camping, spending the night, that kind of thing. So it really comes down to, like, a personality thing and, like, a personal choice. But I think that something that you can really, like, look at and, like, consider is when you're traveling is, would you regret getting up and leaving now? Like, are there still things that you want to do in a place that, say you get up, decide to go to the next city or the next place, and then you find out there's not much to do and you're like, oh man, I wish I had stayed in, say, San Diego a little bit longer. Like, if that's the case, then I would definitely say stick around until you've done what you want to do. Like, if they're, like, you come to the city or the national park or whatever it is, if you come to the place and there's, like, a list of things you want to do and you don't do them all, stick around until you do them all. I mean, if there's something that you know you're not going to do because it's, like, not economically feasible or, like, it's not the right time of year, then don't wait around for that. Like, the hot air balloon festival is in, like, I think October or November, and it's in New Mexico. I was there, like, a month before that. I wasn't gonna wait around that long just for that. Like, that's a different situation. But, like, if you have a list of going to, like, 5 museums and you've only been to 4, and there's that one that you really want to go to still, but you're like, it doesn't open until 2 days from now because it's, like, the weekend or something, I would say stick around and do that. Like, because you're not gonna, the thing about it this way, you're not gonna be back in that place as conveniently as you are right now. Like, when I was traveling, I went counterclockwise around the United States. My whole thing was, like, I want to get all the way around by the end of the summer, but I don't want to go so fast, like, I end really early. And, like, so it was always, like, that balance of things. So, like, I would have a list of things that I want to do in each place. Those top things, I made sure I did. Maybe I wanted to leave 1 or 2 things for in case I come back, because I didn't need to do them. It wasn't, like, a big thing to do, because there's some places I expect to go back to. But, like, I never wanted to leave a place. And, like, in the beginning part of my trip, the first, half of it, 40 days, I probably did leave behind a couple things that I kind of regretted doing so. Like, I skipped Maine, and I really wish I hadn't skipped Maine. Like, that's just a big example. But, like, there's little things like certain museums and stuff like that that I didn't do. But, like, for example, in Colorado Springs, I left explicitly 2 or 3 things for me to do alone because I knew I wanted to come back to Colorado Springs again one day. So there's a fine, like, balance, a fine line between, like, what is something that you really need to do or, like, you really want to do that can lead you to, like, whether you should leave now or not. So essentially the basics of this is, like, it all comes down to like, preferences. Like, do you want to go? Like, have you been there enough time? Do you like being quick or slow in, like, your travels? Some people say that, being slow, you can spend less money. If you have a pretty good mileage car, you can travel a lot and just still not spend a lot of money, especially if you sleep in your car. But when it comes down to deciding whether it's time to get up and move to the next place, really think about, have you accomplished what you wanted to do in this place? Have you really gotten to do those things? And if so, then yeah, I mean, it's fine. It's time to move on. But if you haven't, and there's a reasonable amount of time that you can wait before going and doing those, then stick around, do those things, and then move on. Because whoever knows whether you're going to be back in that place, especially when I'm road tripping all the way across the country. Like, you never know. It's going to be a long drive to get back out there, or an expensive flight, possibly. So with that being said, that's the basics of how to know when to get up and move. I hope you guys got some value from that. If you guys have ever had to make the decision yourself and you use some sort of tactics, please do share it with all of us in the community, because I would like to know, because I know my method doesn't always work out. Sometimes I move and I'm like, I shouldn't have, and I kind of regret it, but most of the time it works out. So I'd love to hear what you guys have to share, and let me know what you guys are up to. What are your traveling ambitions, your travel dreams, your travel goals, and travel achievements? So leave those in the comments down below. Connect with us on the Facebook group, and then I will catch you all in the next video. But until then, please do share with somebody you know, and let them know like how we can be of aid to them, and how they can possibly help us out as we try to travel the country, learn more about the world around us. So until next time, have fun!